Here you have to travel to the next town, which is about 7-8 miles away. We don't have electric, so cleaning your wash and everything else, you have to take it to a laundromat or wash it by hand. To have it dry, it's harder because it rains a lot. And
so if you put it under the cover or under some kind of, in a dry place, so it won't dry.
It won't dry. And like your papers and your books, there's moist air, so everything will ruin if you don't have it in plastic and keep it in a airtight container. The power is the main one. It runs off of solar, and it's been rainy for the last 4 days, which we don't have no sun, so we can't charge our electronics, our computers.
You don't have a battery like to charge?
We have batteries, but it still charges from a solar panel, and without sun, we don't have that luxury.
So it doesn't last for 4 days when it is out of sun?
Yes. We could be without cell phones, electronics. It could be about a week before we get them back.
What about the food? I guess you can get by without a cell phone or something like that, but what about food? So does this land able to provide you food without going to the store?
No. It provides a little bit of food, but we still have to supplement going into the store.
So what kind of food you can harvest from this land?
We have soursop, lilikoi, we have container gardening, that we have your herbs and spices, salad peppers, jalapeno peppers. We have coconut, we have oranges. Food can grow here a lot easier than your mainland, but we are limited on seasonal.
So you pretty much have to go to the store for your vegetables?
Yes.
Sometimes?
Yes. We're working on providing more vegetables and fruit. We're working on trying to get different grants and loans to help. You can do work trade 2 hours a day for 6 days a week, or you can pay cash, which the A-frames are $450, and we have different cabins from $350 to $400, or you can do $10 a day or $70 a week.
That 2-hour labor, what kind of job people do usually?
They will transplant fruits and vegetables, weeding, where they'll go around pulling weeds, weed whacking, landscaping, harvesting fruits and vegetables, up to we'll send people off the farm working the other properties for vacationers.
How do you call this plant?
Lilikoi.
Lilikoi.
Pitch a tent. We have a tent area that we're working on.
So they bring their own tents? Or
yeah, you bring your own tent.
How much is that?
It's $10 a night or $70 a week. The bathrooms are compost.
This is a little young. It's a little small for a small, but it tastes so good that it doesn't matter. And they got a ridiculous amount of fluid in them. But this is fire ants all over it, so be careful. They're not aggressive really. They're super nice. But at the same time, if they get anywhere here and you pinch them, they bite. So, but if they don't actually bite, they throw up. And the acid inside of their stomach is what burns you. So it doesn't feel like a bite. It feels like acid for like 15 minutes. No joke. Bad stuff. It tastes good. It looks really bad actually. Let me get a different one. Based on the fact that it's warm and it's got all this, I think it fell out of the tree a long time ago and bruised it, and it's got a hole. So I think that pickers, but all you gotta do is stick a hook on a piece of bamboo. And it makes it super easy. Hey, watch yourself. They come down quick.
All the way around. And then the only thing that I keep secure is my bed, obviously, with a mosquito net. So
Structure is a successful protection against
I've lived
mosquitoes?
here for 2 years. Lived in this spot. So I built that structure myself, though.
So you don't use any sprays, anything against mosquitoes, and that does a good job,
Nope, this
right?
mosquito net is perfect. It works great. And then I built that one over there so that I could have somewhere to sit, the spot over there. And I paint buoys. So this is one of mine that I'm finishing today. That's my
It's your
buoy.
hobby.
Yeah. I paint everything on the farm. So that's me. I didn't do this.
So no heating, right? So
There
you
is no heating, no air conditioning, no electricity, no water, no nothing.
So you have to bring your own water. You have to go charge your things. So how it feels like when it gets dark? So you go to sleep, right?
No. We have catchment, which is what we use to feed all of our plants. So across this section over here, you'll see 3 trash cans. And we have a duct system that runs and it pours into the trash cans. And we use that water to water all of our plants when it's too hot here. And we have a solar panel on top of our place right here that does all of our electricity. So we
have electricity
we
here.
have 2 solar batteries, 1, 2, and they charge everything. Like I have a TV, so it charges that. So at night we can watch
So
TV.
you're like on a boat. So everything is contained in.
It is. We don't need anything from anywhere outside of here. So it's actually really nice. I mean, it was hard getting used to because I came from a 4,000 square foot house to living in this. So it's a lot different. It was a lot, but I like it. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I enjoy Ed's farm. He's a wonderful person.
How would you compare in summer and winter, temperature-wise and humidity? I mean, rain, no rain.
Okay, gosh, when I first moved in here November 2 years ago, it rained for the entire first month that I lived here, nonstop. And it was bad, but it's not really that cold. It's only like maybe 65 at night, and it really doesn't get that cold, so. The heat doesn't bother us either in here either, so.
So he told her that the clothes getting wet. They haven't been just
Black mold.
Black mold. So
Black
how do
mold
you
is
fight
our
it?
first. I keep most of my stuff in my suitcases, and I have a container that's called Dampies. It's kind of like that silica they put in, you know, that little package you get in your shoes, or it's kind of like that, so it wicks all the moisture out, so that the moisture doesn't stay. You know that little package?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So you buy them.
And it's
you put
called
them inside.
Dampies, and it comes in a little container, and I put that in my suitcases and stuff, so it keeps all the damp air out. And he hangs his clothes, but I don't, so.
I see.
All mine are protected. And I've never had a problem with it, so. This is bay leaf, lemon balm, Mexican mint, lavender, rosemary, and chives.
So why do you keep it over the ground?
Okay, we have a slug problem. Have you heard of rat lung? Okay. The slug carries rat lung. So if you put copper, which I don't know if there's any left. Oh, this right here. When we first built this, we lined this with copper so that the slugs couldn't get in because they won't pass copper for some reason. Really weird. To keep them off of our herbs so we could eat them, cook with them, because we cook a lot with herbs. So it's just too shady here, so I haven't really taken care of this. That's why I built the spiral over there to do all my herbs. But this worked great, and it kept all the slugs out. Really good. We grow mint too, and these are all our bamboo starts.
Oh, those ones.
For growing bamboo, yeah. We put them in a big box and grow them so we can replant them somewhere else. We like to do that.
Oh, nice. I've heard about fire ants, but I don't know how they look like, and I don't know what I don't know what they actually do. Like how it feels.
Ooh.
Is it so bad?
Yeah.
Because your face really looks horrible.
It burns like fire, like you've never felt. For 10 minutes, it will burn like fire, and they're only like this big.
How far do they shoot their chemistry?
they can stay on you for like, they won't bite you forever. Me, I always get it right here. So
Oh,
they fall on you and then they bite you.
Okay, so they don't jump. They actually have to get physical on you.
Yes,
and
they
then
have to actually physically. So if you're harvesting bananas, they love banana trees. So that on the leaves, they'll fall on you, so they rain down on you. So we do a organic treatment here. It's called Tango, and it doesn't really kill them. What it does is if you mix it with the bait, it makes the queen sterile. So she can't make more of them. So eventually they die off, but you have to do it every 3 to 4 weeks or your whole place will be just infested with them. And here we do it every 3 to 4 weeks because I'm the one in charge of it. So we make sure we spray the whole property because they have a hive every 10 feet. So if you don't take care of it, it will just be miserable for anybody who's staying with you because they're everywhere. And they love peanut butter and coconuts and bananas.
So they're just everywhere.
Yeah. Well, they're everywhere in Puna, so there's nowhere you can go here in Pohoiki and not get a fire ant. But we've got them under control here, so nobody's miserable all the time. They're horrible for pets because they get in their eyes and then they can't see anymore, so it's really bad. But we take care of it. You have to mix it with peanut butter and corn oil and xanthan gum, and you mix up this mixture and you spray it around and it works. So
It doesn't harm people?
it does not harm people or pets, which is really cool. Takes 4 hours for it to do something. So you can't have rain for 4 hours when you spray for Tango. So
I see something on the ground. What is it?
this is Noni.
Is it,
No, this
something
is
ready
Noni
to
from
eat?
this
or what?
tree. This is the stinky cheese. Have you ever smelled it? Stinky cheese. This is Noni.
It doesn't
People
smell that
love
bad.
it. They make juice out of it. Also, if you have a cut, you can actually cut this and peel it a little bit, and you take a piece of it and set it on your cut and wrap it, and it will actually take care of any cut that you have. So Noni's awesome. I could not ever drink it, but it's supposed to be really good for you. But I can't get past the smell. So it's really great for fertilizer, though. And this is our giant Noni tree.
There are some different kind of problems to grow things.
Right.
Like tomatoes, some kind of bug will eat the stem. Cucumbers, some kind of worm will get through.
Yes. Okay, so for our papayas, we have the same problem. It has a white mold that comes onto them, and you'll see it coming. You can see if we look at it. We spray for it, so just kind of walk over. So see this white fungus right here? Okay, so this gets on the whole root, like for ones that are really bad, and it'll be white. And the cure for it is Dawn dish soap and water, and you spray it. And you spray all of these and it gets rid of the fungus. So it's totally great for the plants, great for the environment, works wonderful, and so our papayas remain wonderful.
Like dishwashing soap?
Dawn dish soap. It's really strange, but that's what fixes it. Also, Dawn dish soap is good for other plants because you'll get this white stuff on them. If you put it in a water bottle with a couple drops of Dawn and you spray it, all that goes away. We have those Hawaiian chilies. If you mix those with water as well, for all those bugs that are eating your leaves, tomatoes, cucumbers, whatever, you spray the chili water on them, the bugs don't like it. So they don't infest our stuff because we spray it with chili water and Dawn dish soap. So we're lucky enough to understand that, so we do it, and then they produce awesome. And they dry it out, and they make the Hawaiian necklaces with it. So.
It doesn't look pretty to make.
It does not, and I wouldn't want to eat it myself, but if you eat too many, you're going to have to be in the bathroom for a long time. So this is a chestnut, and so it'll break apart when it's ready, and it will have chestnuts inside it, little ones. Each of these pieces will come off.
So
And then you'll have a seed that's about this big, and it's a chestnut, and you break it and eat it.
you just chew it?
Yes. Well, you can a mortise and pestle and make it into a powder. They use it in their teas and things like that. This guy is a kukui nut. So you know the leis that you get that are kukui nuts? This is the tree they come from. And they're just a pod that's round, but inside is the kukui. If you eat 3 of them, you're okay. You eat more than that, you're going to be in the bathroom like all day. but it sustains you. So personally don't know how to tell when a coconut's ready, but we have a coconut climber and a guy who knows coconuts really well. So he'll climb and he knows which ones to cut down. Because some of them are, what do you call them? And these are the banana trees we have.
Oh, they're small ones.
And let me see, yep, there's some growing right now. So you wait until you see a little bit of yellow on one of the bananas and then you cut it down. And then we hang it and keep it out of the way of the rats.
This is the coffee?
Mm-hmm. And some of the older guys use it to make their coffee. I've never done it myself. You're supposed to pick them when they're like a really brilliant red and you dry them out. And then they can grind them and make it into what they need. We cut it out. So what happens is, see this guy? Another one will grow. And then that one produced one and then another one grows. So they just continually grow. And this guy's got like spiky things on him. You'll see this one has lots of spikes. See? He's got a barbed end to him. And yes, they're very tough. But there's like so many different kinds of pineapples.
So when you cut it, then it reproduces itself?
I'll show you. So we cut this one.
For a long time to get a pineapple, I guess about 2 years.
It does. The big guy right there has already produced 2 for us since we've been here. So
it goes in the soup.
You can put it in Thai food, like curry and things like that. Let me see if you can smell that. That's the basil.
If you leave it outside, will some kind of...
Rats will come. They love bananas. They love everything else. So we keep everything in a container.
What about mice?
I don't really have problems with mice. It's just every once in a while we get a rat that runs around, but nothing.
So
nothing major for us.
You have to lock all the food up.
Yes. If you don't, you will regret it. But he grew all these from seeds about 1.5 years ago, and this is how big they got. And they produce a lot of papayas.
Looks like you're going to have a lot of papayas.
Oh my gosh, we have noni.
Yeah, noni, they sell some
Stinky
juice.
cheese, it's gross. I don't like it, but it's really hard to describe it. You know a rose, yes? Okay, it looks like a wooden rose. That's what the baby wood rose is.
Oh, so like a decoration.
But no, the seeds are good. They're LSA, I think you call them. LSA. Well, anyway, the seeds are made for herbal teas and stuff like that, but they look like a wooden rose, and they're really cool.
So how often do they give you, like, produce?
Oh my goodness. It's pretty constant. As you can see, we have a lot of green. Let me see, where are they? Right here. You'll see there's a whole bunch right here. All along there. So they just constantly go, and they will grow all the way to the top of this bamboo, and then all the way across. So it produces a lot.
So I see right now none. Ready ones.
Just one.
Just one.
Well, we harvested it yesterday. We did the pruning and harvesting yesterday. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, these guys are just.
So how long?
They're all green.
When you planted it, so how long did it produce you, and how long do you think it's going to be producing in the future?
Oh, it'll produce for a really long time, like this
for
one.
A year?
See all this? We have a whole lot on the back guy. We've harvested him a lot. So.
So for a year.
They keep growing. Like, see this guy in the middle? The ones that drop off that aren't good anymore, they drop off into the ground, and they will seed a new tomato plant. So it kind of just keeps growing. Like, these will die out, the other ones will be old enough and mature enough to produce more tomatoes. So, and these are our salad peppers, same thing.
So they constantly
yeah, these guys,
producing?
Like the orange, they're supposed to be almost red, but you can pick them when they're orange. And they constantly produce, and they are the most delicious salad peppers ever.
No, but delicious, they are hot, I think, no?
No.
They're sweet.
These are sweet salad peppers. They're made just for salads. There's no heat on any of these. It's just your normal, regular pepper. And these are all papayas. We have huge papaya trees over here that are growing papayas, and then these are the next guys in the generation. It takes 2 years for a papaya. So those trees, we plant this next row, because those are going to die out and not produce anymore. So you have to keep the cycle so that you always have more food to go.
Why do you keep it in such bags, not in the ground?
These, when you first plant them, like we seed them over here, we put them in containers and we grow them from seed. When they get bigger, we put them in these. And when they start producing, we move them into planting. So These guys haven't been moved to planting yet because we have seeded them. These are trees also. And the papaya is the same thing. We just grow them here until we get another spot for them to go.
I don't see any cucumbers. Do you?
I forgot. He ripped them out to put beans in right here. This is where all of our cucumbers were, and they were huge. About this big. That's like that. So he planted all beans here, green beans, because we eat a lot of those. And then this over here, he's building an herb garden. So it's like a spiral. He's got to fill it with some dirt, and then we have another herb garden over here, but it gets too much shade. So we grow cilantro, chives, Italian parsley, all the spices that you would like to,
I see.